Yeah, guys, we'll start off. I hope the screen is visible. Put yes in chat if it is. Yeah, okay. So today is the final session of microcontroller week, and till now we have in day one you were introduced to what microcontrollers are. In day two you were given introduction to how to interface sensors in Arduino. Then session three was based on communication protocols in which we discussed thoroughly SPI and UART communications, and we did I2C protocol and I2C protocol with hands-on. And in session four, we did NeoPixel, microbit, and IR remote. So in day five, what we are going to do is we'll use we'll study how to interface a keypad with Arduino. Most of you will be familiar with what keypad is. Whatever in front of your laptop, it is keypad. Yeah, so that's what we'll learn how to interface a keypad. That will be a 4x4. That will be of 4x4 dimensions, and yeah. So also we'll introduce you the functions, continue and break statements. Like you would have studied it, but we'll recap it because we'll need it in a coding part of our password-based door lock project. So the main aim of today's session is to get a recap of whatever we did in last 4 sessions. So I'll once show you the project, like what it is required to do. Yeah. So this is the project we are going to build today, a password-based door lock system. I'll simulate it once. Like, keep it here. So like, when you come near to the door, it will ask you for a password. If you enter correct password with this, it will this NeoPixel will glow, and after you press enter, it will show correct password, welcome, and it will open servo. Now, since you have entered a correct password, we give you a chance to change password. So the new password will enter is say 4, 4, 5, and 6 and 7. You can also preview like yeah. So this is like if when we press enter, the password is changed, and you can go. And when anyone comes back, it will again ask for password. And now the password was 4, 5, 6, and 7. Suppose yeah, and you want to check whether the password you entered is correct or not. You will press this. It will show. You have to preview. And if you want to clear, you can press this. Then 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I will press enter. Yeah, it is correct password. So password was changed. Now for case of wrong password, suppose you enter a wrong password, 2, 3, and 4, enter. It will go, it will the buzzer will produce sound and NeoPixel will turn red. So for this project, we'll like require a keypad, ultrasonic sensor, I2C LCD, and yeah, we'll discuss it in detail while doing schematics of project and like while circuit building of project. Yeah. So before going to the project, let's warm up with this to enter how keypads work and how uh, and what are the functions, what are functions, continue and break statements. So keypad is just a matrix of push buttons, and unlike your sensors, keypad do not have any VCC and like any high and low voltage pin uh, and the signal pin to show that yeah, this button was pressed, this button was pressed. No, it doesn't has. So uh, and for this, while interfacing with the Arduino, while interface you would interface this with Arduino, you need to include a library which where whose function like do like whose functions make Arduino follow a set of protocols to determine which key you pressed. So this is the mechanism that keypad library does when you are when Arduino asks you for like to get the key. So first what happens is it will keep all the rows to low, all the rows, these are rows, all the rows to low and all the columns to high. So when you press this button, suppose let's say it is here, it is pressed 5. This high becomes low since the current passes through this, and with this Arduino determines that you press this row, this because this row gone from high to low. Now to determine which row was pressed, Arduino like will set every row pin to high. After the pin at here is set high, then again this will happen like current will pass from this flick and here high is changed to low. So with that, the keypad Arduino will determine that the button fifth was pressed. Okay, so now I'll give you a demo of like how this is the keypad which is made by using push buttons. Yeah, so I'll explain you what the code is. We'll do hands-on while starting with the project. So this is the push button, and there this is the these are the connections. All row pins. These are series in rows, and these are series in series with in columns. Like say not series, like it is parallel. So for these are actually I have made it tilt, so it is these are rows and these are sorry, yeah, these are rows, these are columns. These 4 lines are for columns, this 4, and these 4 lines are for rows. Okay, now we need to include the keypad library for using functions of it and doing that protocol of detecting what button was pressed. And we start off with declaring rows, a variable row of type byte. Specifically, we have to define it with byte because while you map here, you are mapping hexadecimal. Sorry, not hexadecimal. You are mapping this character. Every character has is 8-bit long, and you are mapping this character with this array of pins you connected with this function. So you need to specifically define this const byte, and else it will show error. And I am defining the array of numbers, array of this pins, like what pin is going to do what, and with this const byte row, I'll define the pins that contain columns. So columns are rows here in this case. These are columns. Sorry, yeah. Oh, sorry. These are the columns. Yeah, right. These are columns. These are columns and these are rows. I have defined which pins are columns and which pins are rows. Yeah, that's it. And now we are creating an object from KeyPad with this, and that will map the array, this array of hexa keys with this array of hexa keys with the KeyPad buttons here, and this signifies the 4 by 4 matrix, and this signifies the array to which they were mapping. And in word setup, I have set up serial monitor, and in void loop character custom key dot get key. And yeah, so this is like I'll store whatever is pressed here in a custom keypad in a variable custom key. And this function does the protocol which I told, like setting from setting all the row pins to low and call pins to high, and that all and that. And if you get a custom key, like if you press a key, then it will print to serial monitor the custom key or whatever store in this variable. So yeah, so the mapping gives you this. This stands for D, C, B, A, because this is like a bit tilted, so it is looking like that. But yeah, we'll do it again, no problem. This is just for simulation. And yeah, this is the mapping. And when you start simulating, add this. This. Yeah, so you see it prints D, it prints C, B, A, 6. Yeah. Yeah, so don't worry. This was just to like show you how KeyPad works. We'll do it in programming here. Yeah, so I'll now go through the statements. Yeah, so since our code is like the code for project will be always asking you, will always ask you for password, and we have made a utility to like to show the password. If it presses B, it should clear the password. If it presses C, it should enter the password if it presses A. So you need to like call call these all things again and again. So to avoid that, if you call this again and again, like in the code, then it will make your code too long, and if you make any mistakes there, it will like difficult to debug it. So you will create a function or functions more precisely, so that we can understand our code and work on it with a bit in a bit safer and easier way. So uh, the syntax of function is this void here. It is void. This is the name of function and this is the parameter. Okay, so what void does is the void mean this is the return type, like what the function will return to the function where it was called. So suppose you call this in a void, this function in void loop, it will take some parameter. It will work. It will execute the statements in it by the based on the parameter you enter, and it will not return anything. If you put something here, it will like return something. Like if you put integer here, whatever is processed by your function on this parameter, we can return that integer to the function from where it was called, in whatever loop it was called. So yeah, so now with continuous statement, what are continuous statements? Now when you continuous statement are those like when you call this in a loop, they will like uh, stop the iterations after they are called, whatever iterations there are, whatever statement the function are going to do after they are called, and then it will start the next iteration of the loop. Like suppose that in for loop you are set int I equal to 0 and I smaller than 10 and I plus plus. Then what continuous if you call continuous statement after becomes after suppose I becomes 5, then it will stop all the iterations. It will not execute any iteration of the function after I equal to 5, and it will go to the conditions of for loop. It will like now I plus plus, then it will become I equal to 6, then it will check the condition if and 6 is smaller than 10, and it will again start with the iteration. So this is like you remain in a loop, but you skip one of the iterations. That one of the iteration, no, like the iterations after a particular call. And break statements are when you call this, you get like you just like get out of the loop. So yeah, obviously the loop in which these are present. So these statements can be called whenever it is present in a loop, or yeah. If not, then like it will show, your compiler will show error. You cannot use these break statements except for loops. Or you can see we have used this break statement in switch case also. Yeah, so yes, I guess you are like ready for going to the project. So let's start with the project. So yeah, so for project you will need one keypad. Yeah, wait, do you have any doubts till now? Any doubts you have, like ask. Yes, with whatever so far. So yeah, so we'll move on to the. For this, you'll need yeah, first you log in with login or get one file in TinkerCad. After you can just acknowledge with yes in chat. Yeah, did you guys open TinkerCad? Yeah, okay. So you can start building circuit along with me. You'll need a Arduino, yeah, and you'll need uh, servo. Need a servo, and you'll need a buzzer. You will need ultrasonic sensor. Oh, not this. And you'll need a keypad. By 4 keypad matrix. You need a I2C LCD. Let's set here. Yeah, and so yeah, you will need a NeoPixel strip of this. Yeah. So we'll start off with the connections. This ground will connect it to a pin here. This SD aligned to pin A4 of Arduino, SC aligned to pin A5 of Arduino. Or since our LCD is I2C, it will follow I2C protocol. And what I'll do is I'll set this LED matrix here, here. Yeah, so these are the row pins of LED matrix you can see here. So let's see ones. Yeah, these are the row pins. I'll connect this to column pins. Yeah, so these are rows of keypad matrix, and these are the columns of keypad matrix. And we'll connect this NeoPixel to, let's check with what we did here. NeoPixel is connected to pin 13. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, we haven't connected this. Wait, I'll show you the connections again. And like you can connect to any, but because the code is long, we'll stick to that convention. Row 1 to 12, then row 2 to 10, then 9, then 8, then columns to 7, 6, 5, and 4. And we'll connect this NeoPixel to 13, pin 13, input pin to pin 13. And the pins of these two, the power pins, I'll connect them here. plus 5. Yeah, this is ground, and we'll connect the trigger pin to pin 2. Sorry, the echo pin to pin 2. Echo to pin 2. Digital pin 2. And trigger pin to pin 3. I hope you are done with circuit till this. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll go a bit slow. Are you done with the circuit till now? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll connect this to 5 volt also. See, that like you don't confuse like why did we didn't power VCC? If we set this to 5 volt, then this is automatically 5 volt, and this is if we set this to ground, then this is also automatically set to ground. So this is also powered, and this is also powered. Yeah, any doubts in the circuit so far? Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay. So can I move on? Are you done till now? Yeah, okay. So I'll do further connections. You can follow by looking. Yeah. So now like we are almost over with this digital pins. These RX and TX pins we won't recommend you to use. And now we'll use the analog pins of Arduino as the digital pins. Okay. So let's see once. Yeah. So we'll connect the trigger, the signal pin of servo to pin A1. And the power to again 5 volt, and ground to ground here. Yeah, okay. And this ground, the ground of buzzer will connect to ground here. And this to pin A3. Let's, yeah. Yeah, okay. I hope you are done with circuit till now. Acknowledge yes if you are done with it. Yeah, please ask if you have any doubt in circuit, like which pin is connected to which. You can ask if you have any doubt. Those who didn't got. Yeah, like please ask whatever doubt you have. Those you don't, those you didn't got. Yeah, please ask of like those who didn't got. I'll explain that part. Yeah, okay. Tell yes if you are like done with setup or still you are doing. Yeah, okay. I'll wait for 2-3 minutes more. Yeah, okay. Can I then move to coding part now? I think you must be done with circuit now. Yeah, okay, no. Well, I'll start with coding part now. Start off with including the KeyPad library. As I can include keypad.h. Also, we'll include a library for LCD display. I2C LCD display, which was hashtag include I2C underscore Adafruit library Adafruit underscore liquid crystal Adafruit underscore yeah. And yeah, for now we'll continue with declaring the I2C LCD as display. We'll create an object Adafruit for liquid crystal of this, and this is we are like creating this as a display object, and then we'll include const byte. This is for keypad. Const byte rows equals 4. Const byte constant byte false equal to 4. since we are using 4x4 LED keypad matrix. Then we'll declare the character keys. Character like keys as rows and matrix of rows. Okay, I'll put this in chat as well. You can copy that. Yeah, okay. Now we have made the columns for this. Like, sorry, the keys, like what key will correspond to what with the help of this. Now what we'll do is we'll make the array of row pins, that is by row pin equals to are connected with 12, 10 and 12, 12, 10, 9 and 8. 8. Similarly, call pins which are connected to 7. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 7. 5 and 4. So now, so we'll map all this keypad create object keypad my keypad. So we'll create object for this keypad as my keypad equal to, we'll map this with this capital key with key capital map array of keys pins column pins by 4 LCD matrix. So rows and columns, number of rows and number of columns in binary type. Yeah. Then we start with void setup. We will do display dot begin to begin the display dot to CLCD, which we have created, which which we have given name to our I2C LCD. Display dot begin. Matrix is 16,2. Then 2 columns, and then we'll set the cursor to 0,0. Its coordinate over here, and that serial dot begin to print anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you can you little bit expand the coding screen?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Also in line 16, I think it's like column things.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, call please. Okay. Serial. Yeah, is it okay now?
Like expand the line number 18, I think it's not fully visible. So
okay, line number 18. Wait, I'll paste this line number 18.
No, you paste the full code in WhatsApp.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, I think it's yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Display dot set cursor. Okay. Are you clear till this? Begin.
In line 16, the variable name also like column things.
Where?
It's like byte column pins. It's again go to.
Oh yeah, okay. Call pins. Okay, so serial dot begin with baud rate 9600. Yeah. And then what we'll do in void loop is void loop in void loop we'll do the like display dot clear to clear like is written. This is for further code. Display dot clear and enter password. So first we'll at least print the numbers we pressed here. So for that I'll declare a function get key character. Let's say it be variable key pressed character key pressed equal to my keypad dot get key. I get a key. If sorry. L dot not serial print LCD dot print not LCD. It is this declare at display. So display dot print key pressed. Okay, so before going to this, we'll set our cursor to dot 0, 1. Yeah, okay. So till now it should be fine. Okay, what's error? Two pins, all pins, pros and cons. Oh, okay. Oh, it is in void loop. Yeah, let it be. That will be done in further part of code. First, see that if I press 1, key pressed. Display.print, sorry, display.print. My keypad.get, okay, then, yeah, sorry. Need to print string. Okay, sure. Isn't it showing? It is clearing display again and again. Use that for. Yeah, okay. You can see that key we press is showed here. 0#. Yeah, so yeah. If you are like understood the code, you can acknowledge with yes, and we can go forward with the main code, which Jairam will explain.
You can put in the chat if you want.
Yeah, yes, I'll put.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you. Yeah, check if you are like clearing the display again and again. Like if you are kept it in void loop to clear display, then it will like do. That error also happened while doing code here.
So can we continue with the rest part of the code? We need some more. Okay, I'll start to share my screen.
Yeah, Jairam, can you like please see if the code is like I refreshed it by I refreshed it whether you got that
Yes.
it got cleared from your mind. You got it right?
Like
Yes, you can copy
it's
from the
not there
chat.
for me either.
Yeah, you can copy
Okay.
from the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Are you clear with the code till now? Yeah. Okay. Jeremy, you can start.
Yeah, I'll start then. Yeah. Is the screen visible? Hello?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll be continuing. So we'll start with the password. So like I'll introduce myself. I'm Jairam. I'm from mechanical department, 21 batch. So I'll continue this project from here on. So till now we have assembled every components, and we saw how the keypad works, and we printed the character we got from the keypad on the LCD screen. So we'll move on to the password part of the code. So yeah. So first, what we'll do is we'll define a built-in password. So first, like out of the all the wide loops and void setup, we'll first set up the password. The const like we can set up the password as char. Password is my pin, so we can keep the name of the password. We can set up the password of any code. For now, I'll be setting it to 4-pin password of uh, just say 1 2 3 4. That's what we like you saw in the demo. So the password is 1 2 3 4, and yeah, 1 2 3 4 in the sense like one should be written in this. Yeah, yeah. So this is the password. This is going to be the password, initial password, my pin. So we can change this password while the code progresses. So yeah, this will be the built-in password, and we can define another variable, entered pin. So en pin, that is also for 4 characters, and we'll be getting this en pin from the keypad. So this in this variable this password we are going to click here will be stored. Okay, so we can move on to the code part. So here, in like once the while loop starts, the display will be set cursor to 0, 1, and then the keypad, the keypad the character which we are pressing will be stored in the key pressed character. So from like once we get the character, we'll be needing it to store it in a string like this string enpin. So we'll be using a loop for getting this. 1 second. Yeah. So also the functionality of these buttons, like did you guys are aware of, A will be like entered once you press the password. If you press the A key, it will be entered. So it will say enter the password. You press 1 2 3 4. Then you only if you press A, it will be entered. It will go to the next step. And C is for clearing the screen. B is for seeing the password. So once you click the password, it will be showing us $$ symbol. If you press the B button, it should show the real value of the pins. And D is for changing the password. That we will be doing it after we put the correct password, because only if we put the correct password we can change the password, right? So yeah, we'll be doing. And like as I said, we'll print that display dot print of enter password. Okay, so it'll ask for the password and then we'll move on. So like as I said, if you press the button A, the part of asking the pin will be over. So whatever you type till before you press A will be stored in the array en pin. Okay, so we'll have to make a loop saying that while. So I'll erase this if key press this code, and I'll say that while the key press is the variable we are getting from the keypad is not equal to A. So yeah, so this loop will run when the key press is not equal to A. So whatever you type apart from A, this loop will be running for it. So we'll be once again the loop is activated. We'll be using this command. Like I'll just copy and there I'll be pasting it. So I'll get the key once again. This loop has started, because like again and again this loop will be running. So again and again the button you are pressing should be stored in the key pressed variable, and then we can move on. So so we'll be we should add this character to an array en. So we can say a variable int I equals 0. So we can initialize a variable I equals 0, and then we can start with en pin of I. So the ith element of en pin is set to key pressed. Yeah, and then we'll increment the I. So what this will do is like ith element of en pin will be set to the key press. Like so, if you first press 1, it will be stored to the 0th element of en pin. Then I will get incremented and it will go to 1. Then the next button, whatever you're clicking, will be stored into en pin as it will stored in the next element. So till this we will be storing the keys whatever we are getting here on this en pin. So next like we'll be doing the other buttons B, C and all soon. So first we'll do this and then we'll add up. Okay, so yeah, I guess also like we'll have to print dollars when we see like we should not be putting whatever we get, like whatever we type on the LCD screen, right? So usually for security purposes we'll be printing like stars or dollars. So we'll print out dollars here. So serial display dot print of also this cursor is set to 0, 1. um, so it will be on the second line. Then like you can print so like second, yeah, I'll be printing. Yeah, I have to print the dollar symbol. So while doing this, yeah, so this will print the dollar symbol as getting one variable. It will print $1 each. So maybe we can run this code and check. Yeah, yeah. And see turns on, and then enter password. Uh, it is getting pressed while yeah. So after we run this loop, this code should run only when the key is pressed. Still the key pressed is not equal to A, still it should not run. So it should run only when we press the key, right? So we'll have to write if key pressed. So this will make it to run only when the key is really pressed. Otherwise it will run even if the key is not pressed. Yeah. So this if we'll check if the key is really pressed, then this code will run, or else it won't run. So we'll start simulating again. Enter password. Um, display dot print. Zero cursor dot print. I'll erase this enter password for now, and then uh, we can use serial print for any, like, if these kinds of errors come, we can just print it in the uh, serial monitor and check what's the problem. Like we'll be printing the EN pin. We'll print it before this serial monitor of EN pin. Okay. So I'll just simulate and see. Press 1. and pin is declared the following way. Maybe I will just start this simulation. It's still a pin based pin out. Can you find any error, guys? In the code? So maybe I'll just set cursor again. Display dot set cursor of I comma 1. So it will be like it will be at the when I is 0, it will be 0 comma 1. Then I is 2 1, it's like 1 comma 1. So that might be a problem. So I just set it there. Display dot print. That this is block is not running. Still running. This again there. So should not come inside this block. Yeah. Stop the simulation. One second, guys. While loop should be inside this. Mm, Still okay. We can try that. I'll refresh the page. So maybe I'll just fix this and of before this loop. Once I'll start, then if it doesn't come, we'll put the if loop outside the variable. Just yeah, I guess it's come. So the thing was, so we'll get the key and we'll be storing in key press, and we'll be running this loop. So the key press, if it's not A, we'll be running this code. But every time if the loop runs, it should have this key press updated, right? So this will be updating it. Like the next button we are pressing will be stored in key press. So this has to come before the if loop, like if part. So this will update it and the if will run. So only if the key press is key press is not null, like it will be there, like only if we press something, this if part will run. So this is the part where we store the variables in enpin. So I can like enter password. So yeah, so now it will show enter password, then it will ask for password. Then if like when we press A, the loop will come out, and then we can check if the A is correct or not. So we'll be checking it. So we will be checking if the EN pin is same as the my pin or not. So what we can do is we can check we can check element by element. We can use a for loop. Um, so yeah, so for we can use a for loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than 4, then I plus plus. Yeah, then we'll write the inside part of the loop. We'll be checking if the both the variables are same or not. So what we can do is uh, so what we can do is if en pin is equal to my like en pin like ith element of en pin is like we'll be checking every element, but when it's not the same as my pin, ith element of my pin, if the loop should break, so we'll be using a break command. So this will break the loop, and we'll be assigning a dummy variable int say t, like t is equal to 0. So we'll assign the variable t here. So this is a dummy variable, like int t is equal to 1. So this will be constant as t is equal to 1. Once if the element is not the same, it will turn into t is equal to 0 and it will break. So end of if loop, then end of for loop. Then we'll be checking if t is equal to 1. Still, if the t is equal to 1, we know that the password are same. So we can say that display dot clear, and then we can say that display dot print of correct password. Yeah, then we will end the if part. So yeah, this will check the en pin is equal to my pin or not. So we'll start the simulation. It is asking for enter password. So I'll put the password in 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm pressing A. The loop comes out and it says correct password. So that is the password we set it here, right? Starting in my pin. So my pin, yeah, here my pin is equal to 1, 2, 3. So this is the current password. So like this will happen when we put the correct password. So now we'll do else part. So this will be running if the password is wrong. Okay. So we'll be displaying it. Display dot clear. Then display dot print of wrong password. Yeah. So this is the part of checking the if it's correct or not. So this will run with no error. So now we've set it for if like if the pressed button is A, this will be running. Like till now, is there any doubts? PN pin is globally, yeah. Yeah. Any doubts?
Jairam, can you uh,
Yeah.
copy this circuit and paste in chat once, so that
Yeah,
one.
code, right? Pasted in. So till now we did like A is like enter. We have got all the numbers. So now we'll be moving to other pins like B, C, and D. Like what we'll be doing. So can I move on? Or any doubts? Feel free to ask doubts. I'll wait for 1 more minute. Could you explain the part where you change the code under if and wait? Okay. So this part. So yeah. So we get the key we pressed and we are storing it to key pressed through this command, and then we are running the loop. If the key press is not A, so this loop will run when key press is not A, and then this loop will be running again and again. So the key press is like this loop is going to run the whole time when we click the whole password. So we have to update the password once, like every instance of the loop, right? So we'll be assigning the key press again. This code will write it again so that every time the loop runs, it'll get stored in the key press. Then we'll be checking if the key press is like one if we write key press, so this will happen to run only once. If we press one, then we saw that at first it showed like 1 1 1 1 1. So this loop, this if part will restrict it to only one time. So only if you press the button, it'll run, then it'll stop. So this if part will do that thing. So yeah, hope you understand. Like as you said, we can keep the if part outside also. Still, you have to put this if part inside the while loop again. So because it's getting uh, changed again and again, right? Key press. So if you put this if key pressed outside, it would have no change because we are checking if it's A or not. So yeah, yeah. So I'll move on with the code. So till now we have seen like what happens when we press A. Like if we have to press everything and then we have to press A. So we can move with the clear button. So if the key pressed is C, so I'll write it above the while if key pressed. here. So yeah, I'll write it once. Once the key press is updated, here I'll write if key press equals C. So this part of code will
Jaram,
make
key press.
yeah.
Presses you wrote. By mistake.
What?
Key presses you wrote. Key press you write.
Okay. If key press is equal to 0, so this has to clear the screen, right? So till now, like what we this will be running when enter password. Like first line will be filled with enter password, and second line will be the password you wrote in dollar symbols, right? So we will be typing display.clear, and then we can display that display dot set cursor. No, will be after clearing we can directly print that enter password. Yeah, so then we'll be set cursor to second line. Zero comma 1, and then till now there will be like I number of dollars changed, like because like int I this I, like I'll change, like I is used here also, so I'll just change it variable to J to avoid confusion in the model. Yeah, I change it to J, and then like inside the while part we'll be using this I variable, right? So this I variable int I is equal to 0 will define it globally so that we can use it anywhere. Int I am changing to and keeping it in the above code. Yeah, so now I can use the same I variable outside the while part also. So yeah, where was, here. So so now we'll be clearing the screen. So we don't need I now. So anyways. So we'll be clearing the screen and we'll be setting the cursor to the same, and then the code will run. So after doing this, the next part should not run because like we press the C and the next part means that it will print C and it will continue. That should not happen. So we'll be using the continue command. This will continue this loop without executing the rest part of the loop. So it will go to the next instance of the loop. So this is what the key press the C. Like this is what happens when we press the C. It will clear the uh, uh, screen. Yeah. So then we'll be moving on to what happens when we press B. Yeah. If is equal to B. Yeah. So what happens when we press B is the cursor will go to 0 comma 1 display dot set cursor will go to 0 comma 1, and then it will print the like en pin. That's what the password is stored, right? So it'll be this will make the LCD print the password is stored rather than dollar symbols. So display dot print of en pin of like we have to make another loop. So we'll make an for j is we can make k int k is equal to 0, k less than I. So we'll be using this I because I is the number of elements in en pin, right? So k less than I, k plus plus. So display.print of en pin of k. Yeah. So then end of the loop. So this will print every element of k, right? So yeah, I guess till now everything is fine. Then so this will when we press B, so all the dollars will be changed to the correct way. Yeah.
You can put a small delay to show that password is from in for int equal to in for loop. After displaying, you do delay a bit for 100 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Delay. Yeah. No, I'll do it after the for loop because like it will change all the element and it will delay.
Okay, this is fine. Yeah, no problem.
Delay of 100. Yeah. So it will delay for 100 seconds. Then it has to change back to dollar symbols. So when we press the B, it will delay for 100 milliseconds. It will show the it will show the correct password for 100 milliseconds, and then it will turn back into dollar symbols, right? So we can copy this for loop again, and then instead of en pin, we can just print dollar symbol. Yeah. So this will what this will do is it will show the password for 100 milliseconds and it will turn back into dollars. This is what the pin B will do. We'll just simulate and see if there is any errors or not. Yeah, it is asking for enter password, and I'm pressing 1, 2, 5, 6. Like I am if I press the button C, everything gets cleared off and the enter password thing comes again. So now I'll have to enter it again. 1, 2, 2. I guess that's an error here. Just stop simulate and we will go. And when key presses 0, display dot set cursor is 0, 1.
So I think the loop, like you're defined with
Yeah.
global.
I should set I is equal to 0.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I should set I is equal to 0 because like everything is clear. So it gets clear. So I should also get to 0. So yeah, I'll start the simulation. Enter password. 1, 2, 3. If I press C, everything gets cleared and asking for password again. I'll put the correct password. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If I press A, yeah, correct password. And yeah. So that's like I'll just check for B again. I'm pressing 2, 5. If I press B, it's showing 2, 5. Like if you stop pressing B, once that's an error. Like I'll go to the port. Yeah, better if instead of if I'll just change it to while. So this will run only when the key pressed is B. So when like this will run only when key presses B, and it will stop what to say, when we are pressing B, only this code will be running in the loop. So that's what this while will do. And
Yeah. I think you are like setting,
Yeah.
not setting the cursor. Like cursor is
Yeah,
from
here, no?
going from 0 to 1. Yeah, here, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You can set back cursor to like 0 comma 1.
yeah.
0 comma k. Yeah.
0, comma 1.
Sorry, k comma
No,
0.
no, no.
K
I'll
comma
have
1.
to,
K comma 1.
I'll put it up here. Display, dot set cursor of 0, comma 1. Yeah, I think this will work. The password will find, and I'll pressing B. It's going to be 25, and it turns back. Yeah. So that is the functionality of D. So till now, ABC is done. So D is for changing the password. So till now, the major part is done. So what we are going to do now is we'll be getting the password again, new change password. So like we'll have to do the same procedure again and again. So what we'll do is we will assign a function to this whole get password. So like we'll start another function called void get pass. So if we call this function, like till now what happened? Till now, like getting the password A, B, C, everything should be run. So like every the whole code from this while part. Uh, yeah, from here. Yeah, from display set cursor 0, comma 1. Like we'll be copying this correct like before this checking the password. Okay, so till it displays here, yeah, till this will be cut, control X, everything will be cut and will be pasted inside this function. So yeah, so we'll be calling this function again and again. So once we put the display dot print, we'll call this function get pass. So this function will do the necessary things to getting the password and storing it in ENP. Okay, yeah. So till now, if is there any doubts?
Jairam, you can share the code till now in chat.
Yeah. So any doubts? There are no doubts. Like, should you, okay, then I'll continue. If there's any doubts, I'll address it. So yeah, it's fine, no? Yeah. Okay. So till now we did like A, B, C, and now we'll be doing for changing the password. So this will get the password and like this get pass function will get the password and store it in the ENP. Okay, so now we after checking like this part of the code will be checking if the password is correct or not, right? So after this, what we can do is we'll do another part code. So if t is equal to 1, the password is correct, right? So I'll write it again and again. If t equals 1, so inside this what we are going to do is, we like if the password is correct, there's an option of uh, changing the password. Okay, so wait. So before doing this changing password thing, we'll have to do this ultrasonic thing. So one sec, like yeah. So getting this ultrasonic, one minute, I'll just check if everything is fine. You can ask your doubt once if you are having anything. Okay. Okay. So what we'll be doing is, as we taught you the ultrasonic sensor, we'll be using this as we can make a function for getting centimeter, like getting the distance from the ultrasonic sensor. So it's like void get centimeter. So this function will be getting the distance from the ultrasonic sensor, but actually we are running out of time. You guys know how to get distance from the ultrasonic sensor. We taught you already. So we'll be using the code directly. Um, so yeah, we'll be using the code directly. Yeah. See, I'll paste the code here, and I'll paste the code once in the chat also. So the trigger pin and uh, echo pin. So like this trigger pin and echo pin are the pins which it's connected here. Uh, we'll check if it's defined or not. We will define it. Okay. So int trigger. I'll just copy this function and paste in the chat so that you can paste it in your code and continue as well. Right. I pasted correct, right? Yeah. Mm. So this function will return the distance. So Ravi. Mm, yeah. So this gets like trigger pin and echo pin, right? So we'll trigger pin is you see that where this trigger pin is connected to. The trigger pin is connected to pin number 3, right? So trigger pin is 3 and int echo pin. Echo pin is 2, right? Yeah. So this will initialize the pin numbers, and this will the pulse in echo pin into 0.5 into 29.6. This will return centimeters. Like this will return the distance of the object from the ultrasonic sensor. Okay. So if we put this function, we'll get the distance of the ultrasonic sensor. So we'll write it as like once the if part is over, like once the while is over. Oh, this is inside the function. Yeah. Once the checking if it's correct or not is over, we'll be seeing that if while. So this code should run from here on should run when till the get centimeter, the distance of the ultrasonic sensor is less than some certain distance, say 150. So this part of the code should run when while this it is under the distance of 150. So yeah, when it is less than 150, this part will be running, and when the distance moves out of 150, this part will end and the loop will start again. So now we have to ask if um, we'll be key dot, like we can use this code again. Key pressed is equal to my keypad dot copy, and here we can paste. So we'll get the key pressed press the key, and we'll storing in key pressed, and we'll be checking if while if the D is pressed. If key pressed is is D. So when the key presses D, we'll have to change the password. So we can clear the display. Display dot clear off. Then we'll have to uh, print new password. So like then we have to get then we can use this function get pass. So this function, like using this straight away, will get the new password and store it in ENPen. Okay. So this will store it in ENPen, and then we have to change the password. My pen, like we will be using for loop for we can use again k, right? Int a equals 0, k less than 4, k plus plus. We are using this loop for equating the my pen to n because we are changing, right? So we'll be assigning the my pen's value, my pen of k equals en pen of k. Yeah. So this will change the current password of the uh, password of this number lock system. So once we press D, it will be changing to new password. Okay. So this is all the code is. Um, this, till now, like will be when the centimeters less than 50, this part will run. Also, this code part should be running only if the distance is less than 150, right? So we'll create another loop while getCM function is greater than 150. So what this code, like we'll be keeping an empty loop. So this empty loop will run forever till the get centimeter is less than 150. So this loop will be like when the distance is more than 150, this loop will be running forever. And when we come near it, then the next part of the code will be running. So this will be starting of the code, and ending of the code will be like when the get centimeter is less than while the get centimeter is less than 150. So this is how it will be. So yeah, most of the code is done. It will just start simulation. Uh, yeah, so we are returning a number, right? So like we cannot use a void function. I guess. Just a minute. Yeah, so we can use long data type, and we'll be using this centimeter. Yeah, I guess now it might be correct. Yeah, we'll care. It will ask for enter password. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press enter. It will show correct password. Then if I press D, it will change. You will ask for new password. Then I can set the new password as pi. Oh yeah. So that's an error. Like I'll change it. Inside this if new password, then get password. So the display will be set to that, and maybe I can initialize the I is equal to 0 here. Might be the I equals 0. Then display set cursor is here. So that shouldn't be the problem. Yeah, I think now we can. Oh, this forget pass. Oh, no, no. For that, yeah, here, um, it will just clear it and then it will get passed. But set cursor is 0, 1. Yeah, after this we can just print it, display dot clear off. Then we can print that password set. Display dot print of password is changed. Yeah. So this should do. I guess this should do. Once I'll simulate and see. Yeah, it's asking for this one. One, two, three. The center. It's showing correct password. Then if we press B, it is asking for a new password. So we press 5. The problem.
I think you should set cursor there below. In part.
Like pass. Yeah, like but get password, like this function is already setting the cursor to 0.
Like it should.
Yeah, here it is. Maybe I is equal to 0, but yeah, so it should be here. I'll just cut this and since like IE is used, still 0, 1, it should be correct. The problem is um, so let me- okay, I'll it's correct only. No, that's not correct. Um, still, or else maybe like I'll put here in Thai video. It might solve the problem. Don't know. Yeah, I'll one. 2, 3. It's also that we are running short of time. Better we'll change the changes in the code and we'll send you the TinkerCad project for this. Sorry that we couldn't complete it on time. So also we'll be using this NeoPixel LED and buzzer to open the door. Sorry guys, we cannot finish it on time. Also, we are planning for a quiz on microcontroller on the evening time. Just tell us like when are you free, and it will be an interesting quiz, guys. So, is there anything you want to tell us? Like this is the last session of microcontroller area. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting digital design, and we'll rectify the changes in the code, and we'll send you the code. Or probably a video explaining the changes, probably a video explaining the whole code. We'll record it and send you. And if you have any doubts, you can post it in the e form or ask in the group. Is it fine, guys? Yeah, so we'll be sending the rectified code and we'll be explaining what is the change to be done in this code. And maybe you can take this NeoPixel as follow-up task. You can add up the servo motor is like everything, just you have to write servo at rate of 90. So maybe the servo motor and NeoPixel part, you can take it as a follow-up task and then do it on your own. We'll be explaining the code like till we did again, like we'll be explaining what else to be done in this code like we'll be sending in the group. And I guess
Yeah, like Jeremy, can you once explain them the way the NeoPixel should glow, or can I explain that?
Yeah.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, you explain.
You can stop sharing and
Yeah.
explain. Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what we want you to do is like with the NeoPixel, you should set NeoPixel like when you enter the password, it should glow like blue when you enter the password. 3, 4. After you enter 4, it should glow, and when you press clear, this all should go off, and when you press password, it should again glow. Clear. And if you press a wrong password, it should like glow, and this buzzer will glow. Just the thing is like you have to make the changes in statement in the blocks of code. Okay, you can maybe define a function for it. You can do that, and even if you didn't get it, we'll send that. We send as we are sending the complete code, you can get from it. So, only the problem was in part the functioning of button D. So we'll rectify it and send you. But you can obviously do that. It is simple, and you can rotate the servo according to where it should be rotated. Like when you press a correct password, there itself it should like servo dot read, servo dot write must be 90, and servo dot read must like it must be initialized to 0 after it is like after you go away from this ultrasonic sensor. And yeah, that's all. And also like if you press correct password, You can glow all the LEDs green. Yeah, so you can try doing this functionality until we rectified code, and after rectifying the code, we'll send you the correct one. You can check, you can verify with you, and if you are doing something wrong, then you can change it. Okay. So yeah, we really apologize for what happened to the part D when you press the key D on the keypad. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this session and a complete week, and I hope like you are like ready to start building your own microcontroller projects. And yeah, hope you like the way we taught. We'll send a feedback form. You can tell us for improvements. I hope the sessions were held were at reasonable pace, and you learned much of the things. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys. Tomorrow, do attend the session for digital design. And we'll set up quiz by today. Yeah, but you will have a small quiz. You can attempt that and get featured on our Instagram handle. The top 3 winners will be featured on Instagram handle. Yeah, okay, fine guys. Bye. Nice to teach you.
Bye.